His video where he posted 5 years in advance, he scheduled it for 5 years and is like, I hope I'm at 1 million subs. And I think it came out in like 2020. Somebody said he was like 40 times that in 2020. But I was just watching him like, wait, that's what MrBeast looked like? Because I had no context for what happened prior to now. He became on my radar when he became the big MrBeast. And I'm going, oh, well, that's what he was doing 5 years ago, 7 years ago. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. So I realized like there's a lot of stuff that play into it, but did you talk to him about like was there a thing that it all just came together one day, or what was the thing that got it to be exponential in growth?
For him, it was his originality. Okay. Nobody was doing what he was doing. Okay. That's what he said. Just film yourself, talk about nothing. Mm-hmm. He was younger, and he seemed to target a younger audience as well, which was brilliant. He was targeting the little kids. Okay. I mean, that sounded really bad, but like 9 to 12-year-olds on YouTube. That's who drives his channel now. Okay. His content is so ridiculous that you'd almost have to be immature to believe it.
It's like Blippi, right? You know, like my daughter used to watch Blippi, and I don't have anything against Blippi, but I watch it.
Is Blippi like a kid show? Like
and it's like
the Teletubbies.
He's the one that wears like the glasses and has the hat. And you've probably never seen it because you missed that window. Yeah. But it is so cringe.
It's mind-numbing.
And it's like, oh, his audience is 2 to 4 year olds. Okay, well, clearly I don't get it. And I'm like, what is wrong with this person? Like, what is he doing? But that guy, I think he sold his Blippi character for tens of millions. I mean, it's insane.
It's crazy.
So anyways, to your point, right? Like if that's your audience, well, you have to tailor the content to that particular audience.
He has a very peculiar personality as well. Even to this day, it's peculiar. It's like he's not a great orator of words. He's not hilarious. He's super successful at what he does. He's just got a very original aura to him. Yeah. And so it hit. And when it hit, I mean, I figured he was going to do well, and his channel started growing and it was going great. I had no idea it was going to go like this.
Well, it randomly popped up in my feed. His video where he posted 5 years in advance, he scheduled it for 5 years and is like, I hope I'm at 1 million subs. And I think it came out in like 2020. Yes. And I don't remember what the number is. I think somebody said he was like 40 times that in 2020, something to that effect. But I was just watching him like, wait, that's what MrBeast looked like? Because I had no context for what happened prior to now. He became on my radar when he became the big MrBeast, and I'm going, oh, well, that's what he was doing 5 years ago, 7 years ago. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, but it's also fascinating to hear retrospectively. Like he was on Rogan a couple months ago, Joe Rogan's podcast,
which was great. I did not watch it.
You didn't watch it?
It's something about it, man. Like it reminds me of my YouTube days, and there's like a wall there now, and
you shut it down.
It's like it's hard for me.
Okay, well, but
I still talk to some YouTubers.
He talked about it, and he's talking about like his willingness to just go completely 100% in on this idea. Like even sitting in his car when he was going to college, his mom thinks he's going to college, and he's sitting in his car thinking about YouTube videos and stuff like that.
So what happens?
It became the only thing he cared about, and fortunately for him, I'm sure there's 10,000 people that have done the same thing and have nowhere near the level of success.
Nowhere near.
But you almost kind of have to do that. It's like anything. If you want to be the absolute elite at something, you have to do it to such an obsessive level that everybody thinks you're almost crazy.
And that's why I saw so many YouTube channels fail. There's a difference between a successful YouTuber and a big one. I mean, you post a video on YouTube, you're now a YouTuber. Nah. I could look at a channel, a new channel that's been up for 3 months. I could tell you if they were going to work or not. Okay. You can just see it. Mm-hmm. You can see the intensity. You have to have tons of intensity to do this because it's like launching a ship. The way that I would describe it to people who were starting channels, when I was getting going, was every single video is like a line in the water to catch a fish. The more lines you have, the more fish you're going to catch, because you never know what video is going to go viral. Yeah. And every single video you make, you have to think to yourself that this is the one that could go viral. Do I look good in it? Do I sound good in it? Is this what I want to be known for? Yeah. Because if it goes viral, every video you make thereafter must be linked to that video. That's very important. Okay. And then he figured out something too, and we're kind of going a little bit further ahead here, but the length of the video was big, and nobody really knew that back then. So he would make these crazy videos counting to 10,000 or reading the B movie. And the thing was, it was such a long video. There were multiple ad rolls on it. And YouTube, the algorithm was, how long can I keep your eyes on my screen? And he figured that out. I don't know if he did it accidentally, or if he kind of knew it as he was building it. But once he did one of those, I mean, one of those videos got like 15 million views. You got like 30 ad rolls on it. I mean, you're making like $400,000 on a video. It's nuts.
Well, those are the type of things that you can only uncover if you put in your 10,000 hours to
That's
figure
exactly
it out.
right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. So I'm about a year in at this point. His channel's taken off. We still talk here and there. There was this one program on YouTube where a larger channel could get smaller channels underneath them and guide them and help them with monetization. So I was underneath him with a few other guys. YouTube disbanded that soon after.
Okay.
So that went away. But anytime I had a question, I would go to him. It became harder and harder to get in touch with him. But so I hit my first year mark. I'm burnt.
Already in a year.
I'm burnt.
Because you did what, 600 something videos? You
650 videos.
Okay.
I had I think like 6,400 views. No, 6,400 subs, and I had about almost 700,000 views. Wow. I mean, it was a good year.
Yeah.
By any stretch of the imagination, it was good, but I was exhausted.
Well, that's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, and so I'm talking.
May I ask?
Yeah.
That first year, those number of views, what did that make you monetarily?
3,000.
$3,000. Okay.
I didn't even know I could make money on YouTube. I want everybody to know this.
You weren't even doing it for
I was like 4 or 5 months in, and there was this small YouTuber. I don't even think he's around anymore. It was like NYZ Fly Guy or something, but he had said he had made $45 last month. I was like, $45? Like, my channel's bigger than yours. How are you making money? He's like, you just turn on this button. I turned it on. I had like $780 sitting in an account. I had no idea. Of course, at that point, numbers start going in my head. I'm like, okay, now wait a second. I can make money on this.